I'm making this video probably a week too late, but hopefully y'all enjoy watching it anyway. I'm gonna do a how will they affect MCoC video for Super Skrull, and then later in the week Yondu as well. And we're doing Super Skrull first because this is the one that I chose for my first edition champion, because it felt like the one of the two that I'd probably play more. And I think I enjoyed this guy a good bit. It took me a while to get used to it. I got some help from BMcG and other Super Skrull fans who really learn how to get the character, and there's a lot of nuances with this kit. He has a bit of a stressful playstyle, and a bit of a chaotic one, as we'll get to in the video, but honestly there's a lot of things that he can do, and a lot of things that I felt were really interesting for him. So, he's got things like Vigilance, like Undermine. He's got access to primarily energy damage, which is really nice, and he takes most of the tech defenders in the game, which is cool. But let's just go ahead and get into gameplay. We're going to start against this Sentinel here for a basic rotation, and we're doing Sentinel because he's kind of just the generic tech defender that still has defensive threats that we're going to commonly see a lot. He's a big tank with a crap ton of resistances. You need to get around those resistances, and one of the main ways of doing that against Sentinel is using incinerate damage, because it's not one of the DOTs he's immune to, and it's not instant burst damage, so those get around his armor pretty well. And if your Super Skrull's awakened, he's going to place Nova Flames instead of Incinerates, which doesn't matter for Sentinel, but it does for all the Incinerate immune tech champs. And yeah, the thing we're going to try to do is get armors at the start, and then drop special 2, and then build up to a second special 2, and then everything is just kind of dead, because we get the Nova Fists and stuff. But basically, I'm going to pause it right here. Super Skrull is going to gain these charges, and then depending on what your next move is, depends on if you get an armor or a fury. If you block or take a hit, you get an armor. If you hit or strike the block, you get the fury. And then you're going to want to get a couple armor ups first, and then build a special 2 and convert the armors to furies. And then you're going to build to a special 2 again, and then eventually just have a bunch of furies. And the goal is to have 6 by the time you get that second special 2 off, and then you'll get the Nova Fists, and then you just start melting everything. So we're just going to watch it again. As you saw, I got some armor ups. I don't need to have 5. I really just need to have a few to make sure that I can get to that 6 Furies when I go ahead and drop my second special 2. So there, I have 4 of them, and now we have 6, so we're just going to drop the next special 2, and then it's going to be pretty much lights out for Sentinel. I'm going to do it right here, and then just the Incinerate damage is just completely ridiculous, and he's just gone wiped right through the armor phase at the end. So, pretty cool. Okay, next up we're going to go fight Dust. And the reason I'm showing Dust is because we are primarily Incinerate damage, so we can melt away the sand pretty fast. The start of the fight's a little bit annoying because we have to obviously ramp to the Nova Fist first and ramp to the special 2 first, but we can still get there relatively fast because we have this power gain that comes from the Sig ability. So if you feel like playing Super Skrull a lot, I would definitely recommend giving him Sigs. If you have him at all, you probably have a good bit of Sigs because of the event and because of the specific ones for him and Yondu. And yeah, it's going to give you that power gain once you have the passive after you get the 5 buffs. And then it's going to make your ramp a lot easier, and it makes him a lot more annoying on defense too, which is still very valuable as well. So trigger the falter there, and then she's going to go down right there. So now we're going to go fight Peni, so we can understand a little bit of his utility at this point. I didn't even have a relic on my Super Skrull at this moment, but we'll get one later. And then this fight, we want to get an Undermine, and the way we do that is by having 3 or more Furies when we trigger the 5 to get that passive, and then we'll get an Undermine. So this Undermine you can refresh with your special 1, and obviously what Undermine does is it makes you unblockable when they try to auto block, which is obviously very, very good for Peni and stuff. And then it's not the most reliable, like it's not Vox's Undermine, it's not that good, but it's still very strong. And then you can still manage it pretty well like I did there, where I get it back pretty fast just by taking that blocked hit because I have enough Furies. And then, yeah, we have plenty enough damage with the Nova Fists to bring Peni down right there. And so the rotation obviously isn't the double special 2 rotation, because you do want to have the Undermine active as often as you can, but still it doesn't make it that much longer if you do the special 1, special 2 rotation, because you want to do the special 1 because you want to refresh the Undermine. So anyway, here we're going to show it again against Medusa. So this is a fight without class advantage, and one of the few auto-blocking champs in the game that's not in the tech class. There's like Medusa. I also did MCoC, which was pretty easy, but I'm not even going to show it in the video because it's kind of redundant. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and trigger the Undermine right there, and then I'm going to just go ahead and hit her a little bit and back off, so don't trigger the auto block. She does trigger it there, but my falter came in clutch. I don't know why I didn't hit her just a little bit more to get the Undermine. That was stupid, but sure, we'll just say I wanted to show off the falter, because yeah, the falter just saved me losing a bunch of health, which is pretty great. I really like the falter in this kit. It's a little annoying how it triggers when you would try to parry at times, but it's still helpful. Here we're going to show the other kind of utility buff that you can get, which is the Vigilance, and that's triggered when you have 3 armor ups instead of the 3 Furies, and then just like the Undermine, it's refresh on the special 1. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh it right there, and then we're going to go for special 2 and just start nuking Lumatrix down. So like, again, he's not going to have like the craziest uptime on the Vigilance. It's, again, not like Vox. Vox is much better when it comes to having a very high uptime Vigilance, or what's the other one, Undermine, and stuff like that. But it's still, you know, pretty nice utility. And then I'm going to go for a special 1 here, and then another special 1, which luckily he let me land, but I was a little lucky, but still. It was a pretty nice fight. So just under 50 seconds for that Lumatrix there. And now I'm going to show you a really fun one against Nick Fury. So we're going to do the normal thing where we get some armor ups, and then we drop the special 2, and then we get some Furies and drop another special 2, and then everything's dead. But what's interesting against Nick is obviously he has the second life. Well, there's a couple things that make Super Skrull good against dealing with a second life. One is that the ramp that he's ramping is like on him, it's not on Nick. So when he does the Purify, he removes all this stuff on him by going into second life. Doesn't really affect Super Skrull that much, because all he really wants is the Furies and the Nova Fist buff that's actually on him. So it means you can just do crap ton of damage right out the gate as soon as Nick moves over into second life. The other funny thing that he can do, you're about to see right here, is we can use the Despair Mastery, blast him with the special 2, and just cancel out his healing, and he basically didn't get a second life. I kind of was caught by surprise when that happened, because this was my second attempt at fighting a Fury, and I didn't even think about the whole Despair canceling the second life thing. And then it happened, I was like, oh crap, wait, that's actually hilarious, you can really do that. So, last fight in the video is going to be against this Sentinel. This is a 1.3 million health Sentinel, so a war boss health pool, and we're going to show how Super Skrull does for long fights. In summary, I think he's good for long fights, but certainly not a Necropolis damage dealer. What you want to do first is go ahead and build to 3 bars, and then you're going to get an indefinite aptitude. It's 60%, so that's 60% more potency on all your Furies and stuff. It's really helpful for long fights, of course, because it's indefinite. But he's still not going to be like the long form damage dealer that a lot of Cosmics are. Like you have Vox, Null, Serpent, Thanos. Like they're all going to be way better for Necropolis type health pools than Super Skrull. But it is nice to know that he still can do them pretty well, which is, you know, always good. So I'm going to go ahead and blast him with the special 2 right there, get some of my ticking Furies. We have 4 ticking Furies there, again, with the goal is to have 6 on the second special 2, and then we're going to do a bunch of damage. So I'm going to drop my special 2 here, get the Nova Fists, do some really nice Nova Flame damage with the actual special 2 itself, and yeah, that was kind of a crap ton of damage right there. If I picked a tech champ to fight at 1.3 million health that wasn't Sentinel, to where I wouldn't have to deal with his really annoying 20% phase, making this a lot more annoying to finish off. He might look a little bit faster, but whatever, it's fine. I do think this fight could have been faster itself. But I'm going to go ahead and get hit by the special 2, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and convert my my Furies into armors, and then convert them once more with the upcoming special 2, just to get the ramp and stuff. The armors are definitely annoying, but it all worked out. He's going to drop a special 2 here. I'm going to do a armor conversion. Falter was nice. Place an energy vulnerability after the falter, which is really important, because that's going to give you a lot more damage. And then go ahead and get my Nova Fists, and Sentinel is definitely dead here. So let's talk a little bit about how I think he's going to impact the meta. Starting with BGs, I think Skrull is going to be a pretty decent BGs attacker. If you have some of the top level cosmic attackers, you might not really want to play Skrull and attack that much, but I think he has a decent matchup spread. There are a couple defenders I didn't even show in this video that he's decent for. And while he has a bit of a chaotic playstyle, if you can master him well enough, I think he can put in some work for you on BG's attack. If you heard a Discord ping, that's me, not you. I forgot to mute my computer. As far as BG's defense, he's going to be a menace for anyone who doesn't have a Mystic, which is certainly something. But more often than not, they're going to have a Mystic, but I think a sneaky Super Skrull placement on defense is going to be a real thing, especially if you have him at high stake. Because that power gain is pretty nasty, and the special 2 on a block with his Furies giving him block penetration is also pretty nasty. For War, I don't think he's going to be that good for War, but he does have a very unique set of immunities in the Cosmic class, being Incinerate and Shock, so there are certainly going to be Hazard Shift nodes that he might work pretty decently for, but his playstyle is a bit too limited and linear, like with how you want to set him up for him to be like really easy to use in War. But I think there's potential for sure. Long form, we talked about this a little bit earlier. He's not one of the best long form cosmics, but he can definitely put in some work. And overall, I feel like for its Super Skrull, like if you have fun playing the character, definitely rank him. If you're looking to be extremely competitive, I think there's quite a few other cosmics that you could go to first, but there are definitely some competitive things he can do, and I'm probably going to rank for him on my own account just because I really want to get more out of him, and hopefully be able to show some of that competitive stuff that he can do in the future. But anyway, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. If you did find it educational, consider leaving a like and a sub, and I will see you in the next video.